Hey, yeah, what's up? This disciple Marcello Currents reign back up in this anti-Illuminati all day, anti-telepathy all day, anti-America all day, anti-cop all day, and everybody with him, yeah. So, this video is going to be about no minimum age for marriage. And it's a term that a lot of people might not know. What it means is that there is no minimum age that will stop. You can go as low as you want, as far these perverts can go as low as they want as far as who they want to marry. That means they can go to 10, 12, 7, even lower than that. I don't even want to think about any lower than that. They can go as low as they want. There is no minimum age in 12 states in America right now, January 31st, 2022. What this means is someone can take a little girl or even a little boy and get married to them, and they don't have to have no. It's not a certain age that is too low to stop them from proceeding with marrying a child. I know a lot of people don't know this. I didn't know this. I didn't know this. It's getting worse and worse, folks. And see, like I always say, who they mad at, me or themselves? You mad at me or yourself? Because no matter how you try to blame us for something, no matter how you try to disturb us, these are the facts that's catching up with you now. These facts are catching up. These facts are catching up with them now. Okay? And you sit up and played around people's lives, and reciprocity came in the form of finding out that you allow adults to have sex with children in 40 states. And you have the record for the lowest age of consent for sex worldwide. Not in Africa, guys, not in Nigeria, not in China, not in the Philippines. When you Google the lowest age for consent, what comes up usually is Nigeria. If you go down further when you Google it, you will find out that the lowest age in history is America. In the state of Delaware, allowing 7 men to have sex with 7-year-old girls. The American government allowed the age of consent in 1880 to be set at 7 years old. Now, do you care what age it is? Do you care? Do you care what actual age that is? You do not, do you? You do not care. You do not care what year that happened. Do you care? You don't care what year that happened. Your government allowed men to marry 7-year-old girls. They allowed them to have sex with 7-year-old girls. There's nowhere in the world that they can compare it to. They can't compare it to Russia. Like I said, China, Philippines, Nigeria, none of those countries have ever had in their history, in their recorded history, the age of consent for sex at 7 years old. None of them ever had it that low, ever. They never had the age of consent set at 7 years old. It's nothing they can do about it. The information is out. I'm telling people, and they know. Ain't nothing you can do about it. God is going to bring it out. You can't hide this information. These people are the biggest hypocrites on the face of the living earth. All this time, they have had the lowest age of consent for sex worldwide as far as in records. They have the record for the number one spot as far as the lowest age of consent for sex in the whole world. How you feel about that, police? Knowing that America has the lowest age for consent for sex in history at 7 years old. What man, fully grown man, wants a 7-year-old girl? This is what this government allowed. This government allowed and put in processed a law that allowed men to have sex with a 7-year-old girl. That was the age of consent in the state of Delaware. The American government put this into law. This was the law. 7 years old. They passed the law. They went through the procedures. They did the paperwork that allowed men in this country to have sex with 7-year-old girls. This was a law. And the punchline is, no one else did it. No one else has done this by law in the whole world. They out there on the plank by themselves. You can't get mad at you can't get mad at me, and you can't reference no one else. You can't say, well, this country is doing it, that country is doing it. No. You had in 1880 in America. History is important, folks. It all makes a link to now. I'm gonna show you how this all catches up to now. But this shows us that this country has never been the country that we thought it has been as far as children ever. This shows it. This settles it. In 1880, the age of consent was 10 years old, 12 years old, and in the state of Delaware, it was 7 years old. That was the lowest, and that's the lowest in history worldwide. Modern history, record-keeping history. America has the #1 spot for the lowest age of consent worldwide. Like I said, the Philippines, the Russians, the Chinese, no one has ever put into law the age of consent at 7 years old. I'm showing you how these people think, because this perspectives go on, they live on. And I'm gonna show you how they're living on today. I'm gonna show you right now. I'm gonna show you how this 1880 perspective of using 10 and 12-year-olds and 7-year-olds as sex objects, because you a grown man ain't got no compatibility with no 10-year-old or 12-year-old or 7-year-old. They ain't got no compatibility. Ain't no love in that. What love is a man gonna find in a 10-year-old, 12-year-old, and 7-year-old? That ain't nothing but filth. And they sitting up trying to witch hunt somebody. They sitting up trying to won't you worry about what your country's history has been? And won't you change the age of consent right now from being underage in 40 states? The age of consent for sex right now in 2022 is under the age of adults in 40 states. In sexuality, it requires more responsibility than a pack of cigarettes and alcohol, which means, there's more consequences than buying some alcohol underage or smoking underage. There's more consequences, yet you're able to have sex underage, which could produce a child underage. You can get an STD underage. And yet they allow people to buy, they allow you to have sex underage, but you can't buy cigarettes underage. You can't drink underage. You can't do none of those things underage, folks. Yeah, you can't label people like us crazy. You're the one crazy. You know how I know you're crazy? Because you put into law an adults having sex with 7-year-olds. You had in law at that time the majority of the country, 10-year-olds and 12-year-olds able to have sex with fully grown adults. And I'm gonna show you guys now how it's still going on. Oh yeah, it's still going on. It's already still going on with 40 states allowing adults to have sex with children. I mean, adults should not be turning around and wanting to have sex with children. A real man wants an 18-year-old or up. 18 and up. That's what real men want. Ain't no men talking about I want a 16-year-old girl. Ain't no men out there talking about, it would be nice to have a 16-year-old girl today. You got any men, you know any real men thinking about the physique of a 16-year-old girl or the physique of a 17-year-old girl? You know any men, the real men that want to think about that? You know any real men that are sitting up wanting to pursue and have sex with 16 and 17-year-olds? You don't. Yet in 40 states, adults are allowed to be with underage human beings. In 40 states right now in 2022, they can't point their fingers at you guys. The war is over as far as their integrity. They can't. What they gonna tell you? What they gonna tell you when they had the age of consent for sex as low as 7 years old? They can't even look you in your face when you know this. How? You can't look at me. And they can't look at you with this next information I'm about to give you. 12 states, which is a quarter. A quarter of 50 is 12 and a half. So this is basically 12 states is basically a quarter of this country. And a quarter is always significant. Quarter of a pizza, quarter of $1 million. Quarter is always significant. And a quarter of this country allows no minimum age to get married, which means adults can marry as low of an age as their perverted minds will lead them to. That's what this means. That means they can go in the courts and then no matter how old their companion is. And 12 states, which is a quarter of the country, allows this. It doesn't matter. It says no minimum age. That means you can walk in the courts and your companion can be almost in Pampers. No minimum age. It's not a trick. It's not a trick question. It's not a trick term. It says no minimum age. Okay? That means at least 5. Guys, I know it's hard to stomach, but yeah. And it definitely, for sure, is 7 years old, which take us back to 1880, which is the record that America holds as having the lowest age of consent in history. Because they definitely can marry a 7-year-old if it says no minimum age. So, folks, I'm going to read you this list of states right now that allows no minimum age. You can walk into the courts, and if a perverted man wants to marry right now in 2022, January 31st, he can marry any age, no minimum age. This is right now. I know I took you back to the times of Bonanza, but this is right now. I'm going to update you and show you how these people have not changed. Now you just got to get married, which is worse. This pervert now has full access to a human being that's under 18. Every day he has full. That's worse. That's worse. You allow him now. The age of consent is not. It's not a matter of age of consent. Now this man for sex, and him having sex with the child, now he can marry and have them full time. Massachusetts allow men right now to marry 12-year-old girls in 2022. That's Massachusetts. And I'm glad I thought about that. In Massachusetts, the boy age is younger than 16. It's 14. So, with the age of, with parental consent, a 14-year-old boy can get married. An adult can marry a 14-year-old boy in Massachusetts and a 12-year-old girl in Massachusetts. Now, I don't know why the girl is younger than the boy. That's ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. This is America, guys, not a third world country. See, I got to show you this because you know one thing I know? Most Americans, you don't even know the law. You don't even know the laws that's around you. You're just going through life working and working and working. Because that's what they tell you to do. Get out here and work. Get out here and work. Real men and real women work. Oh, they just trying to put you to work and make money off of you. They don't care nothing about your manhood and you being a man. Okay, so 12 states. The 12 states that allows no minimum age, which means any pervert can go into in their state, they can go and get married in any county that they're in these states, get married to however low their perverted mind leads them to. Definitely 7, which takes us back, like I said, to 1880. Okay, the states are California, Idaho, Maine, Massachusetts, Michigan. Wow, Michigan, I can't believe that. Mississippi, I can believe Mississippi. New Mexico, Oklahoma, Rhode Island, Washington, West Virginia, and Wyoming. And these laws went through July 1st, 2019. These are fairly new laws here, folks. On the article, it says as of July 1st, 2019, which means those laws were solidified. That's some changes happened. I don't know if it was more or less, but what I just read you went into effect, obviously, when it says as of that date. July 1st, 2019. That's when it went through. This ain't no old ancient laws here. These people are still in effect. And you ain't paying attention. 12 states right there, California. Wow. That means any county in California, you can go with no minimum age and marry, and these people can marry whoever, how low they want to marry. Is no minimum age. No minimum age. Okay? There's articles on it. Go look up the articles. The main one they're talking about is California, I guess, because out of all those states, that's the most popular state. California is the most popular state out of all of those. You got California, Idaho, who cares about that? Maine, who really cares about that? Massachusetts, Michigan, okay, Detroit, but Mississippi, country, New Mexico, Oklahoma, Rhode Island, Washington, okay, Seattle, West Virginia, Wyoming. So California is the most popular. Just when I thought California was on my side, man. Because see, their age of consent is 18. But see, they mess up with allowing the no minimum age in any county in California. So although the age of consent is 18 in California, you still can marry as low as you want. So how they're doing it is, okay, we don't play that just, give consent and you messing around with some little girl. But if you want to marry them now, then we take that more seriously. Like you're not just using this person as a sex object. You're gonna take responsibility for this person. You're gonna feed this person. You're not, you're gonna be legally responsible, basically, as a companion to this person. So see, this is how they're covering their raw hide. They're allowing you to be with as low of an age as you want in America, but you have to marry so it looks decent. It ain't no decency to it because you don't have no companionship with someone that's less than 12, and you a grown man. You don't got no companionship with them, so it ain't no decency to it. They are a sex object. That's the bottom line. That's all it is. It's almost like slavery. You're grooming this person. If you're not thinking about the sex, you're thinking about grooming this human being to be exactly the way you want them to be. That's what men are doing. They're gonna groom that little girl, and he's gonna be his perfect little dog, like an animal. Like, come to me, come here. That's basically what it's gonna be. His pet. She ain't even gonna probably interact with other human beings, for crying out loud. Who would want to be around that? He ain't gonna have nobody over for Christmas. Hey, he's not having nobody over for New Year's Eve, I tell you that. Nobody's gonna be dropping the ball with that guy. Nobody's coming over for St. Patty's Day. Okay? Nobody's coming to shoot fireworks for the 4th of July with them. When he got an 8-year-old companion, 7-year-old companion. This is stuff that you can't unhear this. You can't unsee this. 12 states right now, on January 31st, 2022, you can go put paperwork in and marry someone in no age is considered. How low it is. No age is considered. That's here in America. And the most popular one is California. And we thought we had California on our side. Because the age of consent is 18. In Florida, the age of consent is 18. I'm surprised they ain't on that list. I'm surprised Florida ain't on that list. But let's make no mistake about this. Florida still is doing perverted things with children. I need to say that. Even though some of these states don't make lists and they don't have certain laws, they still are doing perverted things. They are. You know they are. Any place, I tell you this, any place that's hot, I don't know what it is. This is not a joke. Any place that's hot weather all year round, perversion is at an all-time high. I don't know what it is. I don't care where it's at. Texas, Florida, California, if it's Southern California, all that. Anywhere hot, I feel. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Maybe they need cold showers. I don't know. But 12 states, folks, right now. Look at these FBI in the face when you see if they ever try to approach you. You hear me? If they ever try to approach you, talking about some crazy stuff, I'm gonna say, bruh, first of all, give me 6 feet. We in COVID time. First of all, give me 6 feet. First of all. Second of all, 40 states allows adults to have sex with children, bruh. 40 states allows adults to have sex with children. And did you know, and by the way, Fed, did you know that we have the worldwide record for the lowest age of consent for sex? We have the lowest record worldwide. Worldwide. Okay? And Fed, did you know? Also, there's 12 states, a quarter of the country, that has no minimum age. Fed. So how can you possibly be talking about you saving the children? That's the punchline. How can you possibly be talking? I'm not taking no American seriously from this day. I got me a little date, a new effective date. As of January 31st, 2022, I don't take none of these authorities as far as integrity seriously at all in America. I don't take you. You can't look at me. What the police gonna say? When you got 40 states allowing adults to have sex with children, ain't that working backwards? You out here trying to fight crime. It's like a guy that's working at a warehouse and trying to hold boxes. Soon as you move, the boxes is gonna fall, man. You might as well let it fall. Your integrity is already dead, man. You up there holding boxes. You might as well let the boxes fall, bro. That's how it is. It's like you working in a warehouse holding the boxes. Ain't nobody gonna come save you. Ain't no other country gonna come save you. You have the lowest age of consent for sex as record. Not Africa, China, nowhere else. So as you as a police officer, you're working backwards. No matter how much sex crime you fight, you still have 40 states allowing adults to have sex with children. That's a compromise. A compromise you can't afford. A compromise that makes you quite a hypocrite. You allowing adults to have sex with children, but you then turning around and incriminating certain children ages. Not all of them, but certain ones. Certain ones. But certain ones can have sex as far as children in 40 states in America.